Hey family, Eve here. So family, today this video that I'm about to create is a video. I'm gonna title it "The True Ministers of Satan." The true ministers of Satan. But before I get started, I want to give all praise, honor, and glory to the Father, the Son, and the Holy Spirit. So again, like I said, this video is going to be titled "Ministers, the True Ministers of Satan." So family, and I'm gonna be truthful. This is all truth. Your pastors, your bishops, your preachers, your priests, your apostles, your ministers, they all have been ministers for Satan. The reason I say that is because, like in my last video that I did when I put the spotlight on evil, I was telling you who the people who have brought all this evil into the world. The Roman Catholic Church. All of these denominations were set up by the Roman, all these pastors, all these titles was given to them by the Roman Catholics. The Roman Catholic Church is the foundation for all churches. So and like I said, I'm gonna do another video on the Book of Mormon. It's a book I told you that actually is a part of the Bible, but it was taken out to keep us from finding out the truth. That the Book of Mormon and the Bible was called the brass plates, and they were stolen by the Romans when they came and brought the children of Israel down into captivity. So the children of Israel, you remember when Moses brought the children of Israel out of Egypt. God led them out of Egypt, and Moses administered the laws. Those two tablets he had that he dropped and God redid them, those were the brass plates. Those are the plates, and those brass plates eventually became the Bible. So the Book of Mormon was a part of those brass plates, because it mentions the brass plates. It mentioned that those are plates, that the Book of Mormon is the brass plate. It mentions it in the Book of Mormon. So, and the title of it, see, people don't even realize what the title means. Mormon, Mor means death. Mon is one, the death of one. Let's talk about the death of Christ. So family, the Book of Mormon is our book. And the reason you don't know about it is because it was removed from the other plates. It was removed from the Bible. And a lot of our books was removed because every disciple that walked with Christ, that had an experience with Christ, was to tell of their experience. So their books were supposed to be in there. The only ones you see from the disciples is John. You got Matthew, Mark, Luke, and John. You had other disciples like Bartholomew, and you had Andrew, and you had who else? You had all the disciples, and they had parts with Jesus, so they were supposed to tell of their experience, just like Mark, Matthew, Luke, and John. So family, so like I said, the reason I say that they're the ministers of Satan is because they minister. That's who brought all the evil into this kingdom, into this world, for Satan. Remember, Satan, this is Satan's world. He ruled it for 1,000 years. And the Roman Catholic Church was set up by Satan. And like I said, I'm going to read it. I'm going to do a lesson on it after this one, showing you so. And how it even says in the book of First Nephi, how God wrought a spirit. He put a spirit on a man to come over here from the waters, meaning by sea. And when he came over, he came by himself. Like, he had a few people with him the first time, but the second time he came and brought others. And those were the Greeks, the Romans. And the man was Christopher Columbus, came over here, and that's when they brought the children of Israel down into captivity. See, it says all of that in the book of Mormon. And that's why they removed it from the Bible, because they didn't want us to know. Those are truths. And they would know we would know who we are if we'd seen those things. So they had to remove them to keep us from getting that knowledge. And the Bible also say in the book of Revelations, do not add to or take away from the plates, from the book, because they would not receive life. Their names would not be written in the Lamb Book of Life. These people know that they're going to die because they took away from the book. They took away from God's word. They took away, they added to, and they took away. So they know they're going to die. They're not going to be written in the book of life. They're not going to live. So because they know that, you think they want good for us? You think they want us to live? So guess what they did? All of their evils that they did was to bring us down into captivity, to really destroy us. So family, your pastors, your preachers, and all of them, not who you think they are. They're not who you, and they were not sent by God. Like I said, their kingdom, this whole ministry, this whole religious thing was set up by man, the Catholic Church. And God didn't give us religion. He gave us laws. The Bible is a book of laws, guidance, instructions. Come on, family. You got to get your Bible so you can start reading and know this. So, like I said, I'm gonna show you who, how the ministers are the true ministers of Satan. I'm gonna read scriptures to you from the Bible to show you that God already knew what these people was going to do, and it was already set up. See, they had to keep some truths in the Bible, but they took a lot of it out. So a lot of these scriptures that I'm about to read to you is going to point out how they are the ministers of evil. They're the ministers because they didn't tell you no truth, and everything they pretty much told you was the doctrines of men or man and not God. So that made them deceivers. That made them liars. And who is the deceiver? Satan. Ministers of Satan. So let's get started. 2 Corinthians 11:13-15 says, for 13 says, for such are false apostles, deceitful workers, transforming themselves into the apostles of Christ. 14 says, and no marvel, for Satan himself is transformed into the angel of light. I didn't even put down 15. But Revelations 2:2 says, I know thy works and thy labor and thy patience, and how thou canst not bear them which are evil. And thou hast tried them which say they are apostles and are not, and hast found themselves liars. Found them liars. He's saying he know what we go through. And he said, we see these people, but guess what? They liars. Philippians 3:2 says, beware of dogs, beware of evil workers, beware of the concision. Dogs, according to the Bible, dogs are the embodiment of gluttony, scavengers sent by God to tear and devour. I said that the other day when I did that lesson on how people are starting to love dogs more than they love their own family, and how God referenced dogs to evil. There it is right there. How about that? Titus 1:10 says, for there are many unruly and vain talkers and deceivers, especially they of the circumcision. Circumcision means to cut off or to cut. That's why God made that covenant with Abraham through Ishmael and for Ishmael and Isaac. He circumcised Ishmael, but the covenant was for Isaac. So he cut him off. Galatians 1:7-8 says, which is not, but there be some that trouble you and would pervert the gospel of Christ. 8 says, but though we are an angel from heaven, preach any other gospel. But though we are an angel from heaven, preach any other gospel unto you than that which we have preached unto you, let him be accursed. He's saying if anybody preached to you anything other than the gospel of Christ, let him be accursed, because it's not of God. It's not his word. It's the word of man. Acts 15:1 says, and certain men which came down from Judea taught their brethren and said, except ye be circumcised after the manner of Moses, you cannot be saved. The laws of Moses. If you don't take up the laws of Moses, then you can't be saved. The laws of Moses came from God. Romans 16:18 says, "For the wrath of God is revealed from heaven against all ungodliness and unrighteousness of men who hold the truth in unrighteousness." 2 Corinthians 11:4 says, "For if he that cometh preaches another Jesus, whom we have not preached, or if ye receive another spirit which ye have not received, or another gospel which ye have not accepted, you might well bear with him." So that means if you taking on the word of man and not the word of God, you might as well deal with man, because God is not going to accept you. Like you're not going to be a part of him. Colossians 2:8 says, "Beware lest any man spoil you through philosophy and vain deceit, after the traditions of men, after the rudiments of the world, and not after Christ." Meaning, when you accept the ways of the world, that's not God. Christ. You being led by the world and not by God. Revelations 22:18-19 says, "For I testify unto every man that heareth the words of the prophecy of this book. If any man," here we go, "if any man shall add unto these things, God shall add unto him all the plagues that are written in this book. And if any man shall take away from the words of the book of this prophecy, God shall take away his part of the book of life, and out of the holy city, and from the things which are written in this book." See, I was just telling you that about how their names are not written in the Lamb book of life, meaning they added to and they took away from his book. And he said when they add to, he was going to add to their lives plagues. And he said when they take away, he was going to take away their name from the Lamb book of life, meaning that they won't live forever. So I'm just going to read some things to you about pastors and all of these people who have led. So the church and pastors make up 99% of mainstream Christianity. They are not only deceiving the people about the requirements of salvation by lying about God's law being done away with, they are deceiving the people on a great number of issues. The churches are fully controlled by agents of the evil one, who is Satan. That is why they do nothing to speak out or stand up against all the wickedness in our society. How many of them speak out against abortions or homosexuality, transgender agenda? Pastors are virtually silent on issues of great importance in our world today. Pastors are enemy agents, and most of them can't speak out on certain issues because they are under the 501c3. It's a tax-free. It's a tax-free thing set up for churches that they don't have to pay taxes or they don't have to pay money, as long as they up under that 501c3. It's giving them benefits. So, and they're being controlled by that 501c3. It says the IRS making these churches effectively arms of the government. If 5% or more of the content of their sermons are based on 5% or more of their content is based on political subjects, they can lose their tax exempt status, however, leaving them useless in the fight against evil in this society. The church is basically a social club being led by motivational speakers pretending to be pastors who brainwash the people with false doctrines. This society is totally controlled by Satan and his minions. If we take a closer look at what is going on in this society, all the power in our society are controlled by the enemies of God. The church is the leader. The church is supposed to be the leader of every community, and they basically are. And they misleading the people. And you see where it said that because of that 501c3, they being controlled by the government. So they can't talk about the truth. They can only talk about the things concerning the government. And they lie about the real truth about the government. Says Hollywood, press and television, news media, universities and academia, major religious institutions, big banking and big corporations, and government promote secular and atheist agenda. And at every turn, they are promoting some form of evil and wickedness. With Satan and his minions running this society will be destroyed with wickedness. Everything the people are taught to believe by these authorities in society on issues of importance are half truths, and deceptions that are designed to enslave and destroy the people. Not the people, the children of Israel. Look at some of the major things in life examples: getting a mortgage and going into debt and at interest in order to live. The Bible considers this usury, and it is forbidden by God. Being in and going into debt sets you up for a lifetime of slavery and bondage. Sending your children to public school is considered brainwashing. In whose ways are they being taught? Not the ways of the Most High. All the taxes you pay, such as property tax, income tax, and public proclamations that are designed to enslave the masses and deprive them the ability to own property or gain wealth. The property tax is actually a rent on land. The government has stolen these lands and made owners of these lands. But we all know a corporation cannot own land. The government only allow you to rent these lands from them by paying property tax. The government can confiscate the land if you don't pay property tax at any time. Vaccinations or vaccines are tainted intentionally with mercury and aluminum, neurotoxins, and other harmful things which cause all sorts of damage, including autism and cancer. Why do you think the industrialized processed food made by corporations is unhealthy? Because they are intentionally filling them with toxins and ingredients in order to cause harm. Every war ever started in the Middle East is started by government. They are not fought in the nation's interest. If they were, what nations are they fighting for? But they are fought for selfish motives and based on lies and deceptions, and as the jurisdictions, as far as justification. I'm sorry. Even the money in your wallet and purse is a fraud and a scam. The Federal Reserve notes we use are not real money. According to the U.S. Constitution, real money is the things of actual intrinsic value, such as gold and silver. Coins. Paper is worthless. Paper is worthless. Paper money is actually a Ponzi scheme cooked up by the International Bank. It is effectively legalized counterfeiting, where they print worthless paper, then assign immense value to this paper. All the banking system does is enslave the masses via usury or lending at interest. The modern financial system is designed to enslave the masses and fleece them of their wealth, making the 1% of society extremely rich. The Queen of England. Global warming is a hoax, lie designed to push a Marxist political agenda for increased taxation and human depopulation. The theory of evolution and the Big Bang were absurd lies masquerading as science in order to promote an anti-atheist atheism worldwide and deny the existence of the Most High. Wow. I'm gonna read that one again. The theory of evolution and the Big Bang were absurd lies masquerading as science in order to promote an atheistic society worldwide and deny the existence of the Most High God. See, I did a video just on that the other day where I said evolution and creation. That's the name of the video. That video is telling you that we were created by God, but they try to say we evolved from monkeys. So through that, they try to make you atheist by not believing in God, saying that he does not exist. So they trying to say we were not created by him. See, that's what this is saying. Global warming. That's what global warming is. It's a hoax and a lie, and all of these things is just made up for their purpose, to actually control the people. The issue of the heliocentric and globe Earth models are actually deceptions to deny truth of the Bible and push, like I said, an atheistic agenda. See, the globe, I told you it's a lie. I did that in one of my other videos too, where I told you the earth is flat. It's not round. And God made sure we knew it wasn't round, because when he said he scattered the children of Israel to the four corners, a globe don't have no corners. A globe don't have corners. So how can it be round if it's flat and they've been scattered to the four corners? The north, south, east, and west don't circles don't have corners. Lies, lies, and more lies. Just like I told you, there planets does not exist. There are no such thing as planets. Planets does not exist because you know how they say the planets rotate around the sun and the earth rotate around the sun. Lies, lies. Because the earth is not round. What are they rotating? What is rotating? Planets don't even exist, because all the Bible talks about is the sun, the moon, and the stars. These people been lying to y'all so bad. That's what I'm saying. But hey, putting it out there. Okay, so these things may seem crazy and unbelievable that most people could be so very deceived, but not when you acknowledge the fact, as the Bible clearly states, that the whole world is under the control of the evil one, whose head was given to rule 1,000 years. Remember, I said Satan was given this world, this world, not the earth, but the world, to rule for 1,000 years. The world is not that globe. They try to put the earth and the world together. They're not. The world is a kingdom, and this world is an evil kingdom that was given to Satan to rule for 1,000 years. Oh, Satan, who deceives the whole world. Revelation 12:9 says, and that great dragon was cast out, the old serpent called the devil, and Satan, who deceived the whole world. He was cast out into the earth, and his angels were cast out with him. It's not really crazy to believe that the whole world has been lied to about everything, when Satan's goal is to enslave and harm, especially when you realize that literal Satanists are the ones who rule the society. Satanists, all these people who've done all this evil. I told you they received the mark. Those nations that received the mark, when I did that lesson on the mark of the beast, the nations that received the mark, that's who they talking about. The society. That's who created this Satanist society. I told you the mark of the beast is just a mark of evil. It's just a mark of evil. What's more horrific than anything is the whole thing about Jeffrey Epstein, him being protected by the government and running a pedophile sex ring in order to blackmail the elite, powerful people in society. The elite who make up this government, and the elite who run Hollywood and the establishment media and big corporations are all involved in pedophilia and are being blackmailed by it. And you don't think that these elites are Satanists? And you don't think these people are wicked? They've been preying on children forever. Like I told you, the church was set up by the Roman Catholic. You remember all those priests was found guilty of molesting little boys. And then they went back in there and looked, and they had this one area in this one convent, whatever it is, where the nuns had been getting pregnant and getting abortions. And these are the people that you listening to, that's leading your people, and you filling your children with information coming from them? For real? Okay. Freemasonry actually is Luciferian, the Illuminati, Satanists running Hollywood, and the music industry. The church of today does not teach the way of Jesus. They are desolate and have no foundation of the truth. And anyone who questions the way of the church is shunned and called a troublemaker. 2 Timothy 2:3-4. For the time will come when they will not endure sound doctrines, but after their own lust shall they heap to themselves teachers having itching ears, and they shall turn away their ears from the truth. Let's talk about y'all, the people. Because y'all ain't gonna have because God start taking down this government and things start to fall, these pastors are going to be destroyed. Like, they're going to go down. And so people, you're not going to have anybody to follow behind, because these people have led y'all for so long. And so y'all look to them for everything, but they're not the prophets of God. They're not the ones who God set up to administer his word. They're not. Like I said, God raised up prophets from amongst the children of Israel to lead his own people. He's not going to raise up people that are not sent by him. He from the beginning, he raised up prophets. He been raising up prophets from the very beginning, dealing with the children of Israel to teach the children of Israel. These people are not teachers from God. They're not. And I just gave you a whole lot of information right there on who they are. So family, with that being said, I had to put it out there. I had to show you. Your pastors are not who they say they are. Stop depending on them. Get your own Bibles and establish your own relationship with God. With that being said, I thank you guys for visiting my video, and I'll see you on the next one.